прибывает из рябого первого пути на первый путь. Поезд прибывает из рябого первого пути на первый путь.
February 7th, 2024. Hello everybody, Sergey Baklikov live today from Lyuban in Leningrad region of Russia. One of the smallest towns in the country. Only 4,000 residents here, and that is the town which is initially located right on the railway from Moscow to St. Petersburg, or to be exact, from St. Petersburg to Moscow, because this is the first railway which has started to be constructed from St. Petersburg. If you remember from my videos, the first railway station at first was constructed from St. Petersburg until Tsarskoye Selo, which is now called the town of Pushkin, and then prolonged all the way to Moscow. Back in 1860s, here went through the first passengers train, and here is the buste. It's the monument to Pavel Melnikov, who was the head of the first railway from St. Petersburg to Moscow. And in fact, it was the first railway. Back in those days, it was called Nikolaevskaya, or like Nicholas's. Now it's called Oktyabrskaya, Octobers. You know, and I'm for the first time here, and it's really very interesting for me to be here, because Lyuban, you know, you know how many times I was traveling from St. Petersburg to Moscow, from Moscow to St. Petersburg, and pretty often I was riding through Lyuban, Tosna, and other settlements. But finally, for the first time, I'm here, and I'm always was like interested, like what is inside of all of these settlements, like small towns, settlements and stuff like that. And there is a unique church, Peter and Paul Church, and that's the only one in Russia cathedral, special, like the cathedral of railway workers. And this is kind of interesting, because I mean the railway network, it's like one of the biggest things in Russia, but only one cathedral for the railway workers. What the hell? Well, yes, we will walking right next to it, but now let's explore these parts of the town. By the way, it is Lyuban. Lyuban is not only on the railway, on the railway from Moscow to St. Petersburg, from St. Petersburg to Moscow, but also on the M10 highway, which is there. Yes. And this is how today I came here from St. Petersburg. By the way, we are now in 90 kilometers southeast from St. Petersburg on the way to Moscow, M10. Yes. Well, I have started my live stream from this railway platform, railway terminal. By the way, one of the oldest railway terminals. Let's now watch one of the trains going there. By the way, maybe we will be lucky to see Sapsan. Sapsan here goes non-stop, very fast. Oh, yes, we've got lucky. Whoa, Sapsan, super fast. Nowadays, the fastest train in Russia, Sapsan. Yes, exactly that one, which is bringing you from St. Petersburg to Moscow, or Moscow St. Petersburg, for only 3 hours and 50 minutes. But soon here will be the train which will be even faster and will bringing the people from Moscow to St. Petersburg, or from St. Petersburg to Moscow, for only 2 hours 15 minutes. Yes, the construction of that new railway is starting now. Okay, hello good fella, Christopher Haig, Sweso, Nancy Estela, Silvana Hori. I say hello to everybody. So welcome to the new town that we are exploring on my channel. Absolutely unique, absolutely great channel where I continue exploring Russia. 2024 started very significantly in terms of the road trips. Only for 38 days of the new year, I already was taking you to the town of Nikolskoye, Otradnoye yesterday, Kirovsk, Boksitogorsk, Pikolevo, Всеволожск, Koltushi, Kommunar. That's all Leningrad region. I also was taking you to Volgograd again, but for the first time to Dubovka in Volgograd region, Moscow. And today we are in Lyuban, and yet later I will go to Tosna. It's located not far from here, Tosna. But today, I mean right now in the morning, we are in Lyuban. Here, in fact, it's a park. The park named after 500 years to Lyuban. Yes, the history of Lyuban started yet more than 500 years ago. Officially, the date, the year of the foundation, it's 1500th year. The first mention about it that was found in chronicles and can be confirmed. Nice internet here, of course, because you see here is the tower, telecommunication tower. Okay, so I started my tour inside of Lyuban, one of the smallest towns of Russia, the town with the only cathedral for the railway workers, the town through which goes the railway St. Petersburg-Moscow, and we just saw Sun going here non-stop. Only that people who respect their heroes can be considered as the great people. 1941, 1945. Yes, by the way, in the days of the Siege of Leningrad, Lyuban was completely occupied by the Germans, because you see it's 90 kilometers to St. Petersburg, back then called Leningrad, and here also went the bloodiest battles. And that's why here on the territory of Lyuban we also will see mass graves. By the way, since yesterday it is significantly got colder. If, let's say, yesterday it was like -7 degrees Celsius, then today it's already -15. This week, here is the cold wave forecasted for the whole week. Mostly all this week will be about -15 degrees Celsius, which is not too good, but not too bad. MTS, one of the mobile operators. This is Peterochka, and look, in front of Peterochka, Magnet and fixed price. Peterochka and Magnet, what means magnets, two largest chains of the grocery supermarkets. You see the ladies are walking with full bags of stuff. That's especially for those who are all the time telling me that, okay, so you confirmed that in the towns 100 kilometers and more from St. Petersburg or Moscow, there are the supermarkets, but look, nobody's buying. It seems like there is not much people. Every time you show the supermarkets, there seems like not much people. That's why the shelves are full. Торговый комплекс Tigada. By the way, Tigada, that's the name of the river, and here all around Lyuban goes the river Tigada. That's what I forgot to tell you. Fixed price, another chain of the stores. Fixed price, they were beginning as the store where everything was for the same price. Okay, not sure if now it's the same. Another chain is called Norman, but Norman is more like a regional chain. I saw Norman stores mostly in the Leningrad region, Karelia and Murmansk region. Bus stop. No, as always now everywhere, ozone. Ozone pickup points. Ozone, Yandex Market, Wildberries. Let me remind you, that's the like some kind of Amazon. People got to love Ozon, Yandex Markets, and Wildberries because that's where they can order different stuff on one site from different sellers, but on one site, and it will come to just one place to such a pickup points, which they try to have in a radius of like maximum 5-7 minutes walk. Christopher Haig, thank you for the super chats, coffee, whatever, whenever. Okay, thanks so much. Здравствуйте. А я изучаю города России.
Да, Россия.
Да.
Куда вы идете? Там же не город, там уже... Дайте-ка вас сфотографирую.
Да, давайте.
Замечательно. Именно в Любане приехали изучать, да?
Ну не только, это уже... Я уже изучил более 110 городов.
Ладно, а вы откуда?
Из Петербурга. Я только по Петербургу уже был, в Бокситогорске,
Вы
Пикалеве.
откуда?
Из Петербурга,
Вы в Петербурге живете?
да. Вот сейчас уже встал в 6 часов, приехал.
Ходите, фотографируете кругом, да?
Нет, снимаю. Это съемка, видео.
А давайте-ка я 112 вызову.
Зачем?
Ну, чтобы с вами поговорили, что вы здесь снимаете.
Окей, ладно, давайте. Скажите, что я пока здесь хожу.
Хорошо,
А потом подойду к магниту, там у меня машина стоит.
хорошо.
Окей. Yes, some kind of KGB Babushka was asking me what I'm filming. I heard on the news that Russian government bought Yandex today. Yeah, I also heard about the deal on the purchase of Yandex, but from what I've read about it, is that that it's not the government. It's not the government. What I saw, it's a couple names of, you know, like the oligarchs, Russian oligarchs. What she wants? Well, she just asked me like what I'm filming. You know, when you're coming to a small towns, people are getting curious. What's the population size of Lyuban? 4,000 people in Lyuban, and that's what makes it one of the smallest towns of Russia. In 2023, it was like on a position of 1080 out of a little bit more than 1100 towns of Russia. So you see, well, it could be just an urban settlement. You know, some urban settlements which are not considered as towns are bigger than this town of Lyuban. Так. Swear sauce and the super chat, don't go into bar. wonder how the sausage supply is. The sausage supply is great. You know why? Because, I mean, why you think the sausage supply is not okay here? If from one side here is the railway from St. Petersburg to Moscow, from another side there's M10 highway from Moscow to St. Petersburg. And we yet today were walking along the highway. Everything is okay with the supply here. Так. Now we will walking next to the school, which is named after Alexander Radishev. Alexander Radishev he was the historian, and he was the historian who was making the travel from St. Petersburg to Moscow, and was in fact one of the very first guys who described his travel from St. Petersburg to Moscow back in 19th century. That wasn't a fast travel, not like it is now. And by the way, he has a chapter in his book which is dedicated to Lyuban. I have thought about it only yesterday when I prepared for this live stream, and I never read it. I never read that chapter. So not sure what he described about it. I read that book, The Travel from St. Petersburg to Moscow, when I was yet at school. Already don't remember much about it. You see, the Luan School named after Alexander Radishev. Fire departments. A local fire department. Dzerzhinsky Street. By the way, even though it's got really colder today, I'm glad to see the snow. And here is, for the night, was enough of snow to cover the roads. And I really like it. I love the fresh snow. Trash bins. Так. Chemo C, thank you for the super chats. Just noticed this. Greetings, Sergey. Do Russians still drink sbetin during winter? I read it was more popular during Soviet times. Yes, Russians are still drinking sbetin. Why not? Here is one of the firm stores of steel. They are producing the tools. Больничная улица, what means hospital street. You sound cold, Sergey. Not really. Well, first off, 15 degrees Celsius, it's not that bad yet. Not that bad. At least not in the first 30 minutes. Second thing that, well, I'm Russian, and anyway, I got used to that. Watch out for stray dogs. Never saw any yet in Lyuban. On my map, it says it's hospital, but at least this part of the hospital looks abandoned. Yes, it's abundant. Silvana is asking if here are any industries. Yes, here is the collective farms called Lyuban and Agrotechnica. Agrotechnic, and they are selling the agricultural stuff. They are producing and selling the agricultural stuff. Okay, I got it. So this part is active and that is not. All the time you can hear the trains here because the railway from Moscow to St. Petersburg is kind of busy. Traditionally, it's kind of busy. Let's walk this way. The area with the private houses. The thing is, now I also want to walk along the M10 highway. The highway St. Petersburg-Moscow. Ambulance. Wonder why it's abandoned the hospital. Well, probably that building got to be old. Hard to say. I just don't know the history. The history of that building. Was Lyuban affected by World War II? Yes, as I said in the very beginning, and even used to show the street art there. Being in 90 kilometers from St. Petersburg, it was another place of really bloody battles for Leningrad. And later we will see the monuments and the mass graves of the defenders of Lyuban and Leningrad. In this area, it was also very important to occupy Lyuban, because you see the railway and the highway goes here, and highway was going here already in 1940s. The highway was already here. Thanks for giving us something to watch, Sueso. You're welcome. Yes, enjoy. So this is it, same as the railway, St. Petersburg-Moscow. The highway St. Petersburg-Moscow also goes right through Lyuban. See this? This is that free highway, not M11, which is a toll road, and never goes through any settlements. I came through this highway today. Hello, Podolsky, Podolsky Ladya. Hi to Czech Republic. Почта России, post office. Did the Nazis use the Russian railroads? Look, they used everything they could. Lenin Street. Now we'll turn to Lenin Street. Here is the sign with the direction to that church of Peter and Paul, which is here in Lyuban, considered to be a church of railroad workers, which is, believe it or not, but the only church for the railroad workers in Russia, which is kind of surprising. Because in the beginning of the live stream I already told you that it's one of the biggest infrastructures in Russia, and so many people are into the railroad industry. Magnet, another magnet. Racer, local racer, Peterочка, and another Peterочka store. You see, here is, even in 4,000 residents town, on the territory of 2 square kilometers, here are, we already saw 2 Peterочka stores, 2 magnets, and 1 fixed price. Seems like nice so-called public space. Like 1/3 of the sign saying Lyuban under the snow. We saw something like this in Ufa and several other cities and towns of Russia. When you see they are making the signs with the name of the city, and where it's possible, it's like a bench. Nice street art. The doves of the peace. Russia. Nice public space. That's what I can say. The swings. Nice. Looks like kind of new building. New residential building. Now, little by little, we will go to the other sides of the town. There I will show you that church of Peter and Paul, which is the only church of railroad workers, railway workers in Russia. Azon, another pickup point. And seems like the non-chain grocery store, because I see this is a grocery store but no any labels. Hello Gina Skinner. Hello everybody who continued joining. Today we are in Lyuban. We are here. It's a nice day. It's a nice day. It's a little bit cold today, minus 15 degrees Celsius, but no wind and such a beautiful snow. Abandoned building. Seems like 1930s. Так, это что? What is this? О, мясной магазин. Ем мясо, which is literally like I eat meat. Yes, I eat meat. Dudes, tell them all that I am not a vegetarian. Textile, домашний textile, domestic textile. Another shop, or Wildberries, and traditionally the world of flowers. The world of flowers. Yes, the world of flowers. Мир цветов. The flower shops are everywhere. Seems like a little market zone. Молоко, мясо, milk, meat. Oh, dogs. Hi, dogs. Some stupid tags. Trash bins. I'm now walking in direction of the railway again because I want to go to the other side. Love it how the snow crusts today. Can you hear this? Yes, crunchy snow. And this is, according to my map, a small palace of culture, local palace of culture. Here it is. Sport area. Which is unfortunately not really usable now, being full of snow. Gus. 500 years to Lyuban Park. And I already see Peter and Paul Church, which is the only church in Russia for the railway workers. By the way, every single day there they pray for all the people traveling by train. And that's the police. Look, the police, a fenced territory of a local police. The hockey box and the frozen pond. Okay, look, I'm returning to where I have started. I have started right here from the railway terminal of Lyuban, and then I was walking all that part. Now we are returning and we'll go to that part, the other side of Lyuban. Okay, it was nice today when I started 55 minutes ago. We got lucky to see Sapsan train. Sapsan train rides here at such a speed and never stop here. That's the cross. That's the cross. Yeah, you really better watch the signal, because having Sapsan trains here can be really dangerous. But I'm gonna jaywalk now. Well. St. Peter and St. Paul Church in Lyuban, the only church of railway workers. Russian railways workers. Here every day they pray for all the people traveling by train, built yet in the middle of 19th century. It was seriously damaged during the World War II, but completely renovated. The global renovation was finished here in 1999. So this is a church with a really big history. And this is how I know Lyuban. Look, this is how I know Lyuban. Every time I travel from Moscow to St. Petersburg or St. Petersburg-Moscow, I am riding along Lyuban. Well, many other settlements, but Lyuban, Tosna, Ryabovo. And I always was wondering what it's like there. Little by little, I'm exploring everything only on my channel. The bell tower. Look, I told you that back in 1999 here was finished a general global renovation, but I see the scaffoldings again, which is good. It's like 25 years after, again, they are taking care of it. And by the way, exactly here, the ash of Pavel Melnikov, the head of the first Russian railway, was buried. Good fella, the church is open, but I don't want to go inside now, because in such a churches they always recommend at first to get a bless of the priest. Usually it's a formality, but the formality which have to be done, okay? Because I traveled a lot around Russia, and I know how it works in provinces. Look, wow, this was Bukhanka with the tracks. You see that? Gosh, this Bukhanka will be able to go everywhere. The priest in the church probably knows every single person in town. Well, at least those ones who are coming all the time. I mean, like the regulars. Another little square. Nice. According to my map, another interesting place must be the hydrological station since 1880s. In 1880s, here they started the regular weather watch. Let's check it out if there's something interesting about it. I'm now turning to Sovietskaya Street, the Soviet Street. From the Soviet streets, let's turn to Proletarskaya, Proletarian Street. Nice namings since the Soviet days. If, as you understand it, we are in another area of private houses. And like everywhere else, traditionally, you can see all kinds of them, as really old ones from the Soviet days, and even from the pre-revolutionary times, to absolutely new houses, new and rich houses. Traditionally, here in Russia, everything depends on each certain landowner. this is a typical 1960s, 1950s wooden house. The dogs, the guards, yes, the guards, showing their hosts. What a great guards they are. Okay, this is it. This is it. That's the hydrologic station. Since 1880s. I see that this is probably the original building based on its door and the windows, but now everything is faced with just a siding. And you see, here they have an area with different devices to track the weather. Yes, so you see, in fact, like 140 years meteorological station. Well, here it's called hydrologic station. That's it. That's it. Okay. And now let's keep moving to the Birch Alley. According to my map, here is already nothing more interesting in this area. Let's move to the next district, where they have the Birch Alley, and there inside many memorials dedicated to all those fallen during defense of Leningrad and Leningrad region. Well, this building is definitely really old. But a new plastic windows on the first floors. This house is old, but still looks so nice. And this is now recalled me about another fact I read about Lyuban, is that being here on the way from St. Petersburg to Moscow, it was also the place for some of like big shots of those days who constructed their dachas here. Maybe it's one of those dachas. The nobility, statesmen, merchants, industrialists. I probably can't call this as a suburb of St. Petersburg, but I will not surprised if some people consider this as the suburb and have their summer house here, living in St. Petersburg. In fact, 90 kilometers, it's not that much. Of course, it's not like Nikolskoye or Otradnoye or Всеволожsk. This is Tigoda River, which is now frozen. And Tigoda, that's the local river. That's the river that goes all around Lyuban. I gotta go on that bridge now. And there must be a birch alley with the monuments to all those guys who were standing here to defend Leningrad and Leningrad region. Playground. Nobody's on playground now. It's 10 o'clock. The kids in the kindergartens and in the schools. No trash, no smoke, no dogs, no fire, no cars. Not sure though how you can bring the car here, even if you will want to. And here again I'm returning to the square that we saw next to St. Peter and St. Paul Church, the church of all the railroad workers. Surprisingly, the only church of railroad workers in the whole Russia. A great destination for nature lovers. Correct. You know, any place in Leningrad region is a great place for nature lovers. Same as Karelia. Yes. Absolutely. You know, the climate is not the best here, but Here is that kind of climate which is really great for the nature. Such a climate gives a great nutrition for the forests. That's why here is so much of forests and much lakes. But lakes, it's mostly all about a tectonic movements that were happening here for the last millions of years. I'm on the bridge over Tigada River. Frozen river. I really like her in-law Dutch. It's perfect. Yeah, thank you, man. And little by little he developed it. Where are you going after stream? I'm going to Tosno, another town not far from here. There I will stream at like 3:30 p.m. local time. So I will have a little break. Tosna, way bigger than Lyuban. 32,000 residents living here versus 32,000 in Tosna. Okay. Check the map. I'm making 2 live streams when I can because I need to be efficient, as more efficient as I can. So when I have 2 towns here which are close to each other, it's better to cover them all together. It's like, you see, I was driving here for 90 kilometers and I have an option like to drive 90 kilometers back, and then if I will want to go to that Tosna, I will have to drive 90 kilometers again. Well, okay, 80 kilometers again. Okay. And then 80 kilometers back. And also I have to spend another like full day or most of the day, which is going to be stupid, right? The thing is, and easy times are over. That's what you need to understand. My channel stops to be the way it used to be when most of my live streams were from St. Petersburg or Moscow. Now I'm trying to intensify the trips, even though it is interesting to only 0.3% of my subs. Okay, But the thing is, I myself in those 0.3%, because after 3 years of a regular filmings in St. Petersburg and Moscow, I'm already kind of bored with this. This is something what stops to be interesting to me, and for me it's important to do what I enjoy. And I'm pretty sure that with road trips like this, I will making way less money, way less, but that will be what I enjoy. Of course, I will keep making the videos in St. Petersburg and Moscow, but just not as often as before. And so I have to be efficient. I have to be efficient now. By the way, in fact, the Birch Alley is already started. Look. A beautiful Russian birch trees. The bird houses. How you call them in English? Birdhouse. So just a birdhouse, okay. In Russian language, it's called skvorechnik. Yeah, I understand. It may sound weird. It may sound weird for you. Skvorechnik. Skvorechnik. Okay, so in this birch alley is located the memorial to the heroes of the Battle of Leningrad. the names of the heroes. The heroes, the soldiers who was fighting for Lyuban, Leningrad region and Leningrad. The hero of the Soviet Union, Крахомоли, Иттихади, Шурави. О, Сапсан. Nice. Eternal glory and memory to those fallen in the battles for the liberation of the town of Lyuban. Many fresh flowers, because at the 27th of January, not only St Petersburg commemorated the day of the end of the Siege of Leningrad, but Leningrad region too, because it is also was the liberation of Leningrad region. Yes, a huge mass grave here. In Leningrad region and even in Karelia, you will find the mass graves everywhere. Because hundreds of thousands of the soldiers were dying defending Leningrad, defending Leningrad region. How fast is that train? On a peak moments, it can rise up to 260 kilometers an hour. To the soldiers of 54th Army of Volkhov front line, fallen for the motherland in World War II, 1941-1945. Hello, батон нарезной. Hello, Mel. Some photographs of the soldiers fallen during the defense of Leningrad region. In general, and Lyuban in particular. Sergey made a video a long time ago on Sapsan. Yes, usually when I was riding Sapsan, I was riding the economy class, but that day when I filmed that, I was riding the first class. Like a big shot. Hello, Leningrad, the best. Kirov Street. I'm turning to Kirov Street. Now, little by little, I am gonna return to the platform, the place where I have started and where I've got my car parked. On my map, it's supposed to be a normal road, a normal street, but I see just such a path. Okay, why not? Oh, the sun going through the skies, little by little. Maybe going to be another sunny day, just like yesterday. You know, it often happens so in these latitudes that when it's cold, it's sunny. the runner. Gosh. Oh gosh. I'm returning to a normal road. There must be called Liebknecht streets. And that's where I will be able to cross the railway. And that's how I will come back to the other side. And here it's really dangerous just crossing the railway here. That's why they have even the fence. Hello, Tracy Smith. Good morning. And here it's 10:40 now. Whoa, almost 11 o'clock already. Gosh. An old zeal. You know, it's still so typical to see an old zeal tracks in a small towns or in the villages of Russia. I'm coming back to the other side. Karl Liebknecht Street. Oh, this house burned in fire. Gosh. Rest in peace. Hello, Asher Slasher. Tucker Carlson, an independent news reporter in America, just interviewed Putin. You think nobody knows? Everybody knows that already. And I was posting about that yet several days ago on my Telegram channel. So your information is pretty much outdated. Okay, this is Gazprom. Gazprom. Okay, this is the local Gazprom gas station, which is fenced. Yeah, they are dealing with the gas there. Boobs don't care for Tucker Carlson, American celebrity. Look, look. Here is nobody cares about Tucker Carlson himself. But people do care about his interview with Putin. It's all about content, okay? It's like nobody would be interested in Sergei Baklikov. People are interested in the content that I offer. And those who are interested in my kind of content, those are watching. But nobody just watching Sergei Baklikov. Okay? I mean, he said it right in his video why he interviewed Putin. He said that it's like everybody interviewed Zelensky hundreds of times, but nobody tried to interview Putin. And that's against the freedom of speech. Both sides have to be heard. Isn't it? So you don't be ridiculous. You don't need to be ridiculous. in like central parts of Lyuban. We saw 2 Magnits and 2 Petersburg, but this is just a non-chain local grocery store. Hello, James Borges. Yes, another town in Russia. Today I woke up 6 o'clock. That's already at 9 o'clock to be here, and 90 kilometers from St. Petersburg. I would walk this way, but I don't want to walk in front of the sun. Hello, LA Thorn the Martian. I hear Tucker Carlson is interviewing Putin. What do you think of that? I think it's nice. Because isn't it a freedom of speech in action? I mean, how many times you watched the interview with Zelensky? And how many interviews the Western media taken from Putin? 0. Look, dudes, again we are coming back to M10 highway, the federal highway from St. Petersburg to Moscow. But it's not M11. Usually when I drive to Moscow and do the live stream all the way from Moscow to St. Petersburg, I drive M11, which is a toll road. That M11 toll road never goes through any settlements, any towns. It's just a non-stop highway with a 100% coverage of high-speed LTE connection. Another store. Johnny from Texas stopped this propaganda. Buckle off pretty soon. Carlson will show the truth to us. Yeah, thanks so much. Yes, I told you that. I told you yesterday, I think, that Carlson wanted to take that interview at least a year ago, but back then he was stopped, and at this time he also there were the attempts to stop him, but at this time he decided to do that. And that's what he said himself in his video on his channel, where he explained why he interviewed Putin. Okay, I'm now literally walking along Moscow to St. Petersburg highway. Yeah, this guy is ridiculous. Look, how do I have to go now? Hello, Frey Frau. Gosh. They need to finish demolishing that. Hello, dogs. Dogs seems happy and unhappy when somebody's walking around. They are unhappy somebody's walking around, but they are happy. They can show their valor to their owners. Hello, Mystery One. Well, the live stream lasts already for 2 hours. When I was looking at the map of the town, I was thinking it probably will take no more than 1 hour, just because there will be not much to show. But it's nice to see that was enough to walk already for 2 hours. Hello, human. Nice to see you. Some guys are living right next to the highway. Imagine, traffic here never stops. It's Moscow St. Petersburg highway. Gosh. And a lot of trucks. So 24/7, 365. The tracks next to your window. But these seems are dachas. But even if it's dacha, it's also like not the nicest thing to have dacha, because most people, vice versa, getting dachas like to be far from the city noise, from the city routine. And here the noise is non-stop. In many places you can see like a soundproof walls, but I don't think they are helping much. My phone is frozen already. I was charging it for the last 30 minutes. It was showing 34%. But when I turned off the charger, it has started showing 20% a minute after, and another minute only 10%. Okay, again we can see Tigada River. Or what is this? Yes, Tigada. Bro, what a busy highway. Yeah, that's highway Moscow St. Petersburg. Gosh. Probably the busiest highway in whole Russia. It would be even more busy if there wouldn't be M11. M11, that's the alternative to M10. Toll road. This is a free road. M11 is toll road. This is M10. It's a free road. You don't have to pay here, but you go through so many settlements. When you go through the settlements, the speed limit drops down to 60 and sometimes even 40 kilometers an hour. But when you're outside of the settlements, it's only 90 kilometers an hour, while on M11 you can drive 130. And when you drive 130 in Russia, it means you can drive legally 149, because here in Russia the fines are started coming only when you how to say, overdo more than 19 kilometers. So when you see 110, it's actually 129. When you see 90 kilometers, it's 109. When you see 130, it's 149. The trucks can stop and shop here. Magnet. Today we already saw at least 3 Magnet stores. Cafe. Yes, this is the cafe, mostly for truck drivers for sure. And Magnet supermarket. Yes, it means magnets, like a magnet for the shoppers. Parикмахерская and car parts store. Okay, let's go this way. Now I'm returning to where I started. There's the railway terminal and another Magnet store where I parked my car. Moskvich 3. Moskvich 3 really turned to be our great friend. I purchased Moskvich in the very end of April just for the road trips. And I've made it already almost 24,000 kilometers. Mostly doing the road trips. I don't need the car in St. Petersburg in my daily life. And right now right after this stream, I will go to Tosna, another town. It's only like about 10-15 kilometers from here, already in direction back to St. Petersburg, and that's going to be a way bigger city. 32,000 residents there versus 4,000 residents here. Yes, we are in one of the smallest towns of Russia. Lyuban. I will have some time to relax, to go for lunch, to charge my phone, to charge my Steadicam, to go to the restroom. Yeah, dudes. Going to be a nice thing. Lyuban. Again, we are walking through this public space. Now when the sun went up, it's so much nicer. Yeah. Sun is always uplifting. There's the kindergarten, and I can hear the laugh of the kids. Yes, Lyuban. So I'm finishing my live stream here, and let me remind you that I was in Lyuban, one of the smallest towns of Russia, with a population of only 4,000 kilometers. It is located in 90 kilometers southeast from St. Petersburg, right in between of the highway, M10 highway from St. Petersburg to Moscow, and the railway from St. Petersburg to Moscow. That railway, St. Petersburg-Moscow, was the very first railway in Russia. Let me remind you that at first was constructed the railway from St. Petersburg to Tsarskoye Selo, Tsar's capital. And then they started construction of the railroads, like all the way until Moscow. LA Thorn the Martian, have you ever been to Kazan or the Tatarstan region? Dude, why are you making me nervous? Why are you making me nervous? I don't understand why you're making me nervous. I was many times in Kazan, and I was in other towns of the Republic of Tatarstan. I was in Sviazhsk, for example. I was in Bulgar. Why are you making me mad? So many times I was there, and the very last time I was there, it was December. Just in December. James Borges, thanks for the super chats. Tracy Smith, the one Tsar Nicholas designed, yes, and that's why the railway was called Nikolaevskaya, like Nicholas's. But now it's called, renamed to Oktyabrskaya, October's railway. And today we were lucky twice to see how Sapsan high-speed train was riding through Lyuban. Of course, here it goes non-stop. The only place when sometimes subsun stops depends on what exactly route is that in Tver. Sometimes it stops for 2 minutes in Tver, and if I remember well, yet sometimes in Balagoye in Tver region. Балагое, Балагое, где-то между Ленинградом и Москвой. Так, I will try maybe already to launch my car. No. Too far yet. I mean, it would be nice if the car would be launched already now, because now it's gonna take yet maybe 15-20 minutes before I will warm up the engine. Today it's minus 15 degrees Celsius. And look, here in Lyuban, the only church of railroad workers. And that's where the ash of Pavel Melnikov, the head of Nikolaevskaya railway, was buried. The head of the very first railroads in Russia. It's right there. Those who watched my live stream from the beginning saw that I was watching all around it, and that's really surprising that it's the only church which is like a special for the railway workers, like considered to be the church of railway workers. Pavel Melnikov buried there. Oh, look, I used to show you the House of Culture today, but when I was walking that way, that's why we never saw the monuments of Vladimir Lenin. Gosh. How is it without Vladimir Lenin? Gosh, yes. Yes, a pretty small monument to Vladimir Lenin, but it's here. Vladimir Lenin, the leader of world proletariat and the founder of the Soviet Union. That's the official store of Velikoluksky мясокомбинат, meat processing plant in Veliki Luki. Veliki Luki, the town in Pskov region, they have a really giant meat processing plant there. Okay, I launched the car. Торговый комплекс Tigada, the trading complex Tigada, named same as the river that goes all the way through Lyuban called Tigada. This is it. Our Москвич 3. Another magnet. Так. The suburban train. So this is it. The main place of Lyuban, the railway terminal on St Petersburg-Moscow railway. And this is a great place to finish today's live stream. I started this right on this platform and finishing almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sergey Baklikov. This is Baklikov Live. This morning from the town of Lyuban, 90 kilometers southeast from St. Petersburg, rides on the railroads and highway from St. Petersburg to Moscow. Right now I will go to the next town and we'll see you in 4 hours from now. Bye guys, hope you enjoy it. In the end, traditional panorama.